Indigenous peoples are keepers of cultures and traditions. And for Rio Tuba Nickel Mining Corporation, turning the lives of thousands of IPs from the Palawan tribe for the better is an absolute priority. Beginning from the most basic of needs, housing, RTN, in partnership with CBNC and Gawad Kalinga, has established 8 clusters of GK sites housing communities that provide a roof and 4 walls more protective against the natural elements. The GK communities are built with the participation of the future residents whose sweat equity give them a stake in the project. The more you work hard for it, the more you care for it. Because the finished houses are assigned to families randomly, IP beneficiaries working on the project give their all for the sake of their family or whoever among their fellow tribesfolk will one day live in the house they're working on. Healthcare is the second basic human need of the IP communities that RTN helps look after. The RTN Foundation, through the RTN Hospitals, spends an average of some 143 million annually to address the health needs of the IP community, from regular checkups to more advanced healthcare needs that the hospital can provide, or when needed, that bigger hospitals in Puerto Princesa can provide. The Alternative Learning System, or ALS, is the principal mode of teaching for the IP community, one that is certified by the Department of Education to provide equivalency credits for the various levels of basic to advanced education that the regular DepEd network provides to non-IP students nationwide. The ALS has been continuously empowering IPs through education for 14 years and now has a total of 965 completers from basic literacy program, elementary, junior and senior high school, and college. RTN's educational program for our IP brothers and sisters has produced successful degree holders in biology, political science, and mechanical engineering. Edwina Alaska is a Palawan native of Bataraza town.
Good morning, ma'am!
She registered as a learner in Indigenous Learning System, and after a year of study, she passed the Acceleration and Equivalency Exam, a test given by DepEd Alternative Learning System, attending non-formal education programs. She was then awarded a college scholarship by RTNMC and CBNC for IPs. She entered college at the age of 47, graduated in March 2012, and is now one of the instructional managers of ILS, delivering basic education to Bataraza IP communities.
Bilang maliit, bilang malaki, nagsasabing huwag kang magsinungaling.
Hindi ko talaga pinangarap yun na makatapos pa kasi wala akong pira na panggastos at kaysa pa may asawa na ako, may mga anak. Kaya lang, siyempre yung pagdating ng ILS na pwede kang mag-aral kahit may asawa ka or may edad ka man, basta ang mahalaga, matuto ka.
Since RTN's establishment in the 1960s, it has never wavered in its commitment to provide for the indigenous peoples on whose land can be found the God-given natural resources that are vital to global efforts to adopt a green economy. In essence, Rio Tuba Nickel is simply giving back to the indigenous peoples of Palawan, who unselfishly contribute to the welfare of humanity as a whole.
Responsible mining is real at Nickel.